Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that I had a video that redefined the argument, where does speedrunning fit in the modern Twitch streaming and speedrunning metagame? What if I had a video that took classic examples of my friends, Moist Critical, Ludwig, and Atriox, and presented an argument that the most important thing to speedrunning is not the runners themselves, but the influencers getting into the game? Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that these three streamers are saving the speedrunning community? This video was posted on my Reddit, on my Stanz.vip community, and it looked really cool. In fact, Kance found it, watched it, and said, dude, this is actually really good. So if you like the video, make sure you subscribe to Dragon Blitz. I heard the video is good. I don't know anything about it besides the conceit of how important streamers are to speedrunning, and so I wanted to watch it and give some credit where credit is due. Ladies and gentlemen, these three streamers are saving the speedrunning community.
Speedrunning. This
Looks
once
like me.
niche hobby has surged in popularity in recent years, thanks in part to the community of dedicated gamers that love to compete for the best times and share their passion for.
That kind of makes me want to play Celeste. The movement looks so fun, and I've already beaten it, but I beat it alone.
Speedrunning with others. One of the first communities to gain public attention for speedrunning would be Games Done Quick, with their tens of millions of dollars raised for charity over the past decade. The charity speedrunning marathon format has defined the culture of speedrunning since GDQ's inception, and most communities have been following in their footsteps, setting up their own marathons. The format of charity marathons, while amazing in their ability to gather large groups of people together for a great cause, are unfortunately
Wait, Celeste is a 20-minute run? Ooh, sounds like Super Mario 64 style.
losing their novelty. Does this mean the end for the speedrun community? Well, no.
Have you guys seen this tweet? I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speed running. The reason is the left's lack of work ethic. Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense, to elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace. Fastest Mario.
But that's because we have some brave souls leading the charge into what I believe is the
Ludwig!
future of speedrunning in the mainstream.
Feels like maybe he missed some of my speed runs, but you know what? Hey.
It might not just be these three streamers. I just chose these three streamers because I like them a lot, and I think their content around speedrunning is great for getting people interested in speedrunning as a whole. I could have put other streamers in here too, like the surge of Minecraft speedrunning that happened this past year, or how every streamer is doing Super Mario 64 speedruns every other month. All those stories would have easily fit in here too, but I had to make the cutoff somewhere, so... Also, real quick, just so you guys are aware of who I am and my experience in the speedrunning scene. I've been speedrunning on Twitch for over 8 years now. I've been invited to speedrun at GDQs multiple times, and I also hold many world records for one of the most legendary speedrunning games of all time, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The only reason I bring this up is so you guys know that I'm not just some nobody who is talking out their ass. I've been in the speedrunning community for a very long time, and I've seen how it's changed over the last couple of years. Charlie, aka Moist Critical, a gamer's gamer, if you will, an absolute legend in the speedrunning scene. He not only looks like Jesus, but he may as well be the messiah of speedrunning. Charlie has the uncanny ability to pick up a game and speedrun it at a mastery level, near instantaneously. But seriously, he shows the process of learning a new game live on his stream. This leads to an explosion of interest in whichever speedrun he sets his sights on learning. The speedrunning communities for these games, like Granny and Mr. Krabs Overdoses on Ketamine, saw major bumps in the number of runners submitting times to the official leaderboards after Charlie started streaming those games. This is amazing for the speedrunning community at large, because people doing runs and submitting them is the lifeblood of the scene. Without new runners getting involved in speedrunning, the scene would eventually die out as older runners retire. So having a force like Charlie to influence new people to try speedrunning new games for the first time is overall an amazing asset for the speedrunning community's growth. The game Outlast, for example, is a game Charlie ran recently that sees the player doing a precise jump to leap out of bounds right onto a load zone that leads to the very end of the game, allowing the player to beat the game in mere minutes. Showing off the skill and precision required to finish a glitchy run like this helps legitimize these speedruns to a larger audience. This is important to the speedrunning scene, as it has long been a battle for speedrunners to be taken seriously in the eyes of normie gamers. It is not difficult.
It's insane that normies are out there saying you shouldn't use glitches. What a world. I guess in every profession, in every hobby, there's like outsiders coming in and just espousing crazy things. But when I'm in the inner community of like speedrunning or just gaming, it looks so silly. And I hope I don't do that in any other groups, like maybe people who eat cakes with a spoon and stuff like that.
I was thinking about why so many of the radical left participate in speed running. What? Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense. Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about? You're beta male, Sonic.
So huge props to Charlie for helping legitimize using glitches in speedrunning. Next up, we have the king of content, Mr. Subathon himself, 6th biggest streamer in the world, Ludwig Ogren. This
6th biggest streamer on Twitch at the time, let's be clear.
2 king has had his hands in the speedrunning scene for many years now. Whether it's his very legitimate Mario Party 2 world record speedrun, or his more recent records for his button mashing skills, Ludwig has long had speedrunning content be a major part of his brand. And this is huge. Ludwig's meteoric rise as a content creator has inspired—
Oh my god, what is that jump? Do you guys see this graph?
And this is huge. Ludwig—
What is the blue number? Is that something happened in May? Is that subathon hours streamed or something? It must be. Or chess? Is that followers, the blue number? Yeah, total followers. Oh my god. Maybe... Wait, because it's also average viewers. It's also hours streamed. That must be subathon. Yeah, that makes sense.
His meteoric rise as a content creator has inspired many others around him to adopt similar styles of content, doing original content challenges like his legendary God Gamer Gauntlet, where you play through Jump King, Pogo Stuck, and Getting Over It back-to-back in under an hour. Instead of just streaming himself doing the challenge, he edits down the challenge to a better viewing experience for YouTube. And this format has paved the way for many others to follow in his footsteps to great success. Although doubters will claim that Ludwig actually stole this style of video from Smallant, real ones know it's more of a yoink and twist as opposed to straight up theft. Also, Ludwig has a YouTube series called Bros vs. Pros.
Let's go!
Where him and his friends compete against
Who are his friends?
professionals in a particular game. One of the more recent ones had him facing off against a Mario speedrunning legend, Simply, in a unique crew battle-esque
There he is!
race versus him. Ludwig and his team would all have to finish the faster 16-star speedrun back-to-back in a relay race, while the former world record holder would have to finish a 120-star speedrun, a much longer category which has Simply collecting all 120 stars in the game. These unique content ideas are exactly the type of thing that helps innovate speedrunning content as a whole and helps bring
Oh, that was me in Shifting Stanz Land! They put the kid in his home!
Ideas are exactly the type of
Oh, if you're gonna get one clip of Stanz, you know it's gonna be in Stanz Land.
that helps innovate
you
speedrunning
love
content as a
to see
whole
it.
and helps bring greater awareness and appreciation for speedrunning as a hobby.
So I got out of bed. I woke back up and I went to my computer at 3 in the morning and I started to grind.
Last but not least, we have
Here
the
it comes,
local
the glizz.
consumer marketing manager at NVIDIA, Brandon G.H. Ewing. While many have doubted Atriox gaming abilities due to his old age, he has shown not only
Damn, dude, coming at him.
competency, but mastery over his speedrunning game of choice, the Hitman Trilogy. Granted, in a category that he made up and then pressured the mods on speedrun.com to add as a main leaderboard category so he could have a world record. But does any of that matter?
Let's go!
No, because what we as an audience see in these runs, we see the full spectrum of emotions when competing for a speedrun world record. We see this and know that these runs are truly skillful and worthy of celebration.
His hands are
the
shaking.
Mindset, no. The grind set required to handle the pressure of performing a perfect run is easily Atriox's greatest asset as a speedrunner, followed closely behind by the company he keeps. That's right. This five-headed genius wanted a reason to continue grinding his favorite game. But with no competition, it's hard to get viewers interested in a journey of mastering a speedrun, especially if they don't really know or care about the game. And this mad lad recruited the Zelda speedrunning legend himself, Linkus, to aid him.
Oh, he's so strong!
Atriox took him under his wing and taught him to speedrun the game, creating a rival to help him push the record lower and give stakes to the storyline at large. And Linkus is no slouch when it comes to speedrunning either, acquiring
Linkus says he gives it all up for the Stinkus duo. He said without Stanz, there would be no Linkus.
many world records in very popular and competitive games. This collab is genius for the fact that it gave both runners content, being able to collab for special events in-game and to take the record back from each other over and over again. These are the kinds of storylines that help break speedrunning out of its niche audience and get more people to care about it. I guarantee, before Atriox started grinding to take the world record back from Linkus, most people couldn't care less about Hitman or Hitman speedrunning.
Those peaks are all Atriox streams. That's so sick.
Will Linkus snipe the world record again? Will Atriox invent a new strat to help him take the run even lower? It was a thrilling era to watch for both of them, concluding in a very satisfying ending as Atriox retired from his Hitman speedrunning career on top with a massive world record reveal. Storylines make people care, and whether Atriox realized it or not, by showing his friend Linkus how to run the game, he created a way for speedrunners to gain interest in runs people may not have considered caring about before. I wouldn't be surprised if more runners don't start looking at this as the go-to model for speedrunning collaboration in the future.
Hollow Knight. You guys, earlier they were talking about normies coming in and saying, you gotta play glitchless. That's you guys when you said I didn't beat the game because I beat it at 53%. Well, you didn't actually beat Hollow Knight. You have to fight the other boss.
The culture and the community of speedrunning may be changing, but I would argue it's changing for the better, especially as long as we have these three content creators pushing forward and carving the new meta in the speedrunning community. Or maybe they're all just ripping off Point Crow and Small Ant. I don't really know, man. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Peace!
Let's go! Soulless, then that's what I'm saying. You guys are, if my playthrough was soulless, what do you think a speedrun is, right?